Welcome to Cell Simplified. Today I'd like to show you a couple of different formulas that will help you combine multiple cells of data or combine cells of data with a static string of characters. Let's start by selecting cell J2, and here we want to combine the values that are in columns A and column B. So let's go ahead and go to the formula bar and click the FX button and search for concatenate. We'll click go and then select concatenate from our list of formulas. And now we have this nice pop-up window that gives us all these prompts to enter our parts of the formula. So in text 1, we're going to type in A2. And in text 2, we are going to go ahead and come over here and select B2 directly, which types it in for us because I'm lazy and I don't like to type. And we can see this nice preview down here of the outcome or the output that we're going to get from this formula. But let's go ahead and click OK. And now we can see we have combined cell A2 and B2. Now let's look at a slightly different scenario for the full name here. And we want to create first name space last name using the values in columns C and D. But let's actually come back here to J2 really quick. We're going to try to type the formula in directly. So we're going to look at the final output of the last formula that we created. So you can see here we have equals concatenate, open parenthesis, and then all of our different values separated by a comma before closing the formula out with a close parenthesis. So we're going to select cell K2 and we'll type equals concatenate, open parenthesis. Our first value is the first name, so that is in cell C2. And again, we're going to separate each part of the formula with a comma. So we'll type a comma there, and now we want a space. And so that Excel can easily identify static strings of characters that we want to lump into our formulas, we have to enclose them in quotation marks. So we're going to say quotation mark, space, and close quotation mark. And so that will add a space between the first name and the last name. Now we'll type another comma, and then we'll type D2, which is the cell with our last name in it. And then we'll close our formula out with a closed parenthesis and hit enter. So now we have first name space last name. Now one more example here. So far we've just used a space, but let's go ahead and create a similar formula using an actual string of characters. So we're going to type DEPT period space and then the department code that is in column G. And this time let's go ahead and use the ampersand formula. Some people like to use that more than concatenate, and especially if you're not combining many cells, then skipping the word concatenate can save you a few keystrokes. So ampersand functions very similarly. We'll type equals, and this time we're going to type our open quotation mark DEPT period space close quotation mark. So there's our static string of characters. And then we're going to, instead of separating our values with commas, because we're not using the concatenate formula, we're going to type an ampersand. And now we'll type in G2, which is the cell with our department code. So let's hit enter to calculate. And so now we can see here we have DEPT period space and then our department number. So let's go ahead and drag down all these formulas so that we're creating the employee ID, full name, and department number in our nice formatted versions here. So we'll select all three of those, move our mouse over the lower right hand corner, click with the left mouse button and drag down, and then release the left mouse button to autofill. So let's try one more scenario real quick. We'll go over to department listing and let's combine static characters of DEPT period space like we did in the last one with the department code and then a dash and then the department name. And so let's go ahead and use concatenate again, because again, the more cells that you're including in the formula, the better off I think you are using the concatenate. And since we've recently used it, we can just select it from this function list instead of searching for it again up here. And we'll click OK. So let's type DEPT period space. And because we're using this little pop-up, we don't have to type the quotation marks in. As we see when we click in the next cell, Excel will put in those quotation marks for us. So let's go ahead and select the department number now. And then in our next cell, we're going to type space dash space. And again, after we click out of that cell, Excel will put the quotation marks around it for us. And then we're going to select the department name. So let's go ahead and hit enter to calculate our value here. And then again, we can drag this formula down to create these values for all of our departments. I hope you found this helpful. Subscribe, comment below if you have any other topics you'd like to see me discuss. Have a great day.